YAHAWASHI. This is your brother YAHAWAH from GMS St. Petersburg, Florida, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Alright, so we're going to just go ahead and basically jump into a Christmas special, you know, for those brothers that's just coming into this truth, that's just waking up and things like that. You know, people just coming across this truth for the first time, you know, thinking about things like Christmas, you know, that age old lie. This is about Christmas, you know. I just had some Edomites the other day knock on the door, just actually like 2 days ago, just knock on the door, you know, hey, we want to spread the story about Jesus and Christmas, and, you know, not interested, whatever, whatnot. But, you know, the fact that these people are still going out here pushing these lies, you know. And so if there's anybody that's, you know, still stuck in that, and this, like I said, this is your first time coming across this truth or anything like that, look, here go the whole full breakdown, you know. You're learning about the so-called white man being a damn devil, you know, known as Esau, Edom, according to the Bible, you know. And if you were Israelite, you know, according to, you know, the scriptures, you know, one of the descendants of Jacob, you know, one of the 12 tribes, you know, you find out that, you know, homeboy's a little adverse to you in certain things, you know. So he's been pushing this here, his doctrine and his religion and his holidays and all these different things, his customs on you, you know. And now you're starting to wake up to like, wait a minute, where did I get all these customs from, you know? So I'm gonna give you kind of a backdrop, you know, just a quick rundown. It's not gonna be very long, but a quick little rundown, a little bit about Esau and a little bit of his character, some of his history and his character, how he's always been doing this upon us, all right? And pretty much how that kind of translates until today, all right? So actually, I'll start here since I jumped to the top, just to give a little more context. This is First Maccabees chapter 1 verse 1, and it happened, you know. I like to pair that up with Job 9 and 24, and it said Job 9:24 said, and the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, you know. And you know what I'm saying? It says, and it happened. What happened? The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Now here's the account, you know. So when you read all the way down through this is when the earth for the first time was given into the hand of the wicked, Esau, Edom. All right. It says, just to give a context of who this so-called white man is. It says, after that, or it's like it, and it happened. After that, Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, all right, who came out of the land of Chittim and had smitten Darius, the king of the Persians and the Mede, reigned in his stead the first over Greece. And when you go on like Wikipedia or you look in your history books or whatever, you know about who they call Alexander the Great. This is who this is talking about, all right? So just going down, let me read verse 2. And he made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth. Verse 5, jumping down. And after these things he fell sick and perceived he would die, all right? Let me read verse 6 and 7. So wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth, and part of his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. So Alexander reigned 12 years, then he died, all right? And his servants bare rule everyone in his place, all right? And so this is where, verse 9. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves, and so did their sons after them many years, and evils was multiplied in the earth, all right? So this is basically like a family tree, the so-called white man branching out with his wickedness, you know, like I was saying, when it said, and it happened, I like to pair that to what? Job 9 and 24. That was the start and the beginning of this, all right? This is the beginning when the so-called white man started creeping out his damn hole, right? So once he got into power, like I said, Alexander died, but he had his kings, or the men, his generals that was brought up under him, all right, reigning in his stead, all right? And so you see the trickle-down effect. So we're going to jump down, all right, jump down a little bit in history and show how these people started acting, you know. You can read through the spirit, you know, like the scriptures say, the spirits of the prophets are subject unto the prophets, and, you know, the elect, or basically, you know, with YAHAWASHI from the beginning, you know, basically, if you read between the lines, you realize, you know, you really don't ever change your lot, because, like, you're not going to have somebody be the wicked and one carnation and then come back and be, you know, of the elect, you know, and things like that, you know, so they're not going to be jumping lots. So, you know, reading through this, you can just be like, all right, so everybody going to have the same characteristics going all the way down. And that's how we find out who people are today. All right, like we can figure out Esau and his character by his characteristics today. You know, the things was written about back in these times, and it's still showing forth till today. So that's what we're bringing in an example right here. So going down in history a little bit to verse 41, First Maccabees 1 and 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, All right, this is their so-called melting pot, like they like to do. This is part of their characteristics. They like to reign over everybody and have everybody be basically created in their image. They want to have everybody looking like them, i.e. in today's society, when they go to these business meetings and these summits, everybody's wearing the so-called white man's attire. What we think of as just a normal suit and tie, when really that's not the other nation's natural attire. Like the Arabs wear their little garbs, and like the Chinese man, they have their little garments and things like that, But everybody's following after the so-called white man's ways, all right? So it says, verse 42, and everyone should leave his laws, so leave your customs and the things that you normally do. All right, now this is the same thing which we're going to read down. He forces on our people, but this is the same thing he do to everybody else, and fast forward to this time. And everyone should leave his laws, all right, and their customs, their ways of being. So all the heathen agreed to the commandment of the king. All right, now what our people need to understand is when reading and hearing about certain things, we need to start thinking about things in context of nationality, who's speaking and how they speaking, like us as Israelites, the men that's teaching. When we break down, in the lamest terms of breaking down John 3:16, you could just be like, yo, man, he writing a letter to whom? Who he's speaking to? He's speaking to the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like one of those type of things, understanding the context of who the person is speaking to and in what context. All right. So in this context, they having a mass conversion over in today's stuff. So it's stripping us of our things. All right. So that was speaking about the heathens. Now concerning the Israelites, verse 43, yea, many of the Israelites consented to his religion, because they even showed a separation. The Israelites already had a different religion from what the heathens was doing. But now this one heathen wanted everybody to convert to his one religion. So everybody else was cool with it, which that's fine. It wasn't written. The law, statutes, commandments wasn't given unto them. All right. And neither was the testimony. So what they would consider our religion for layman terms wouldn't even apply to them anyway. All right. This is something we sanctified and holy into. All right. Let me grab a quick precept. This is Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art a holy people. Now that word holy goes into separated. All right. Separate. Holy people unto Yahawah thy power. For Yahawah thy power has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. So all that right there about that passage, again, is showing that it's being removed from certain order of everything else. You got to your closet full of shirts, you remove a certain shirt. You know what I'm saying? That's how he said, look, I selected you to be my special people. This is the one I'm going to wear today. I select you from all the other ones. All right. It says, for thou art a holy people unto Yahawah thy power. Yahawah thy power has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all the people upon all the people that are above all the people that are upon the face of the earth. All right. So when we're reading down and down here at this conversion, we was already separated from the other people, and the other people wasn't trying to get with our situation. All right. But nevertheless, these heathen, these Edomites, want everybody to be under them, to have that image grafted unto themselves. All right. Continuing on to verse 43, Maccabees 1:43. Yea, many of the Israelites consented unto his religion. All right. And sacrifice unto idols and profane the Sabbath. All right. Let me continue reading down. For the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judea, that they should follow the strange laws of the land. All right, now going into the strange laws, not only the laws, but the customs. All right, i.e. Christmas, Thanksgiving, and things like that. All right, obviously they didn't have those customs under those names, but it's the same understanding. In actuality, they still had Christmas back then. All right, and forbid burnt offering and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, that they should profane the Sabbath and festival days. Just like today, our people, as natural Israelites, whether they want to believe or know that they're Israelites, they don't want to come back to the high holy days that the Most High has set forth, but they want to partake in these heathen customs. All right. It says, and pollute the sanctuary and the holy people. All right. Not only the name, but the Most High and his, everything that was set forth for him to be clean and unprofane. Not only that, but his people themselves, they start to do profane things, i.e. verse 47, to set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swan's flesh and unclean beasts. Around Christmas time, they over here got the basically in these churches, hey, modern day today, they got in these churches right now, I guarantee you, Christmas trees set up with presents up under there, and they having a big pork dinner in there right tonight. All right, it says verse 48, and this is the reason that these Edomites do these things, all right, separating us from our power, that they should leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanliness and profanation. All right, this is the reason for doing it, to the end that they might forget the law and change all their ordinance. All right, so and they go as far as even putting us to death, as you can read going on down. But nevertheless, it says to the end that they might forget the law and change all the ordinance. So they try to, how do I say? Matter of fact, let me get the scripture to say it even better. Pull a quick precept. Psalms 83 verse 3, I think, or 2. Verse 2, Psalms 83 and 2, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. So the enemies and the ones that hate the Most High and his people have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and have consulted against thy hidden ones. Fast forwarding today, they do the same thing with the UN councils and all these different things. That's who they plotting on, the Israelites. All right, even up until today. All right, we didn't fast forward a little bit of time from the previous passage we was reading, but even until today, the same things go on. All right, it says they have said, come, let us cut them off for being a nation, that the name of Israel may be in no more remembrance. And that's not saying let's cut the name of Israel out and change it in the Bible to something different. No, because obviously the word is still there. You see it on the map. There's people calling themselves Israelis. You see what I'm saying? So, and the children of God concept is still around. You see what I'm saying? So that's not a play on that. It's just the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans wouldn't call themselves Israelites. Just like we was reading the first Maccabees, how we was being brought up under other people's customs, and we was just being raised that way to serve these other gods and these other customs and other ways, that we would forget our law. We would forget who we were. We would forget our heritage and our customs, the ways that we were brought up, our festive days, our high holy days. We would forget all those things because the heathens was plotting and planning against us, even far as putting us to death, to follow after their ways, and they still do the same thing with this Christianity. Like I said, right now, in churches all across America, they celebrating Christmas right now. All right. Let me grab Christmas in the Bible, because, hey, some would say, some people who think they know the Bible would say that Christmas ain't in the Bible. But Christmas is in the Bible. All right. So let's read about it. This is Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse, I'll start at the top, 10 and 1. Hear ye the word which Yahweh spake unto you, O house of Israel. So again, how do I say, calling out a specific people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, let these Edomites do them. This is what the Most High got for you. All right, verse 2. Thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathens. Don't be following after these so-called white people, these Edomites. All right, these crackers, whatever you want to call them, man, or these Arabs or any of these other religions. Be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathens are dismayed at them. And that's going into, not for this subject, just other things, shooting stars and blah, 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 and how do I say, constellations and things like that. But nevertheless, verse 3, for the customs of the people are vain, even going into that constellation and looking at the sky work, what they call that, zodiac reading and all that shit is in vain, all these different things, all their customs, Christmas, whatever it is, all these different religions that they have, and not religions, customs they have, holidays they have, all these different pagan rituals and things that they go back from ancient times they have, all these things are in vain, all these things really mean nothing. They just doing this in vain. But again, let me go back up to this statement. Verse 1, hear ye the word which Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Again, our people got to get in that concept and that mindset. But look, we separate, we different people, we got a whole different ball game and rule set. It's like when you go to another country, you feel like, nah, I'm an American, I got different rules that apply to me. These rules don't apply to me because I ain't from this country, so on and so forth. Well, it's actually like that with the Most High, man. You Israelites, you got different rule sets than everybody else. Yeah, America gonna push forth Christmas. Yeah, you in captivity here, but nah, this ain't your house, this ain't your long stay. So you can't go to somebody else's house, be visiting, spending the night over somebody's house because of some kind of calamity or whatever, whatnot. And you just start putting your clothes in their dresses and stuff. And it's like you can't be doing that, That's what you over here doing with these customs, all right? The Most High said, "For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe." All right, so they go down to the forest and they cut down a damn tree. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. They are upright as palm trees. All right, so they go and they basically fasten it with nails and hammer it down so it don't move not. They got a little stand. They deck it with silver and gold. They go out to the forest and they cut down a tree like a palm tree and they sit it up straight. All right, and they sit over here that it don't go nowhere. Right, the same thing that you people out there doing if you're gonna go buy a real tree or a fake tree. You know, you're gonna go get a tree. And if it's a fake tree, you're gonna go in there, you know, with your instructions, put it all together, build your little Christmas tree. If it's a real tree, you're gonna go, they done already cut it down, brought it to you, you're gonna go and erect it in your house with the same little stand and then decorate it the same old way. And then stand in front of the tree with your little family. Oh, look at that tree with the nice pine scent and blah, blah, blah. I feel the Christmas spirit in the air and so on and so forth. All this bullshit, man. This is all demons, man. But it's all in vain because it ain't really doing that. It's bringing on like false pride and demons on you people, man. Putting you people farther and further to sleep. But it's really nothing there. You see what I'm saying? Y'all just doing all this damn slave work for nothing. Y'all erecting this damn tree, man. You doing all the damn work. You spending literal power and energy to erect this damn tree and expecting it to give you something back. Then you gonna go out, buy the gifts, wrap the gifts, put the shit up under the tree, and then act surprised like the tree didn't cheated, or Santa Claus, the so-called white man who all he do. I ain't gonna get started on the white man, but nevertheless, you believe in that bullshit. Yeah, fuck that. You believe a so-called white man who all he do is rape, rob, and murder. That's all his DNA gonna just shimmy down your chimney and bring you something, bring you gifts besides death and destruction. Come on, man. Our people done lost it, man. Continuing on, it says, because I promised this was gonna be short. It says, they deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. They are upright as a palm tree, but speak not. But must need be born because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, nor is it in them to do good. So again, you over here got some, oh man, the Christmas spirit and this and that. We got to have a good tree so we won't bring on a bad vibe, and we got to get the tree out before New Year's and for the bad luck and do all this. Man, that's all bullshit, man. What about them people who don't believe in Christmas so the shit don't pop off with them? Are y'all the only people privileged to know the little secret and these people ain't caught on? Yeah, man. You see what I'm saying? Why you still in debt after this? Why you get your income tax check money to try to balance your debt that you didn't just racked up for Christmas? Why you putting all that extra overtime serving your Christmas God instead of just telling your kids the truth from Jump Street, man? Mommy and daddy enslaved hard, you know, for all these gifts instead of giving that glory to the white man. And fuck mommy and daddy slaving for all this. YAHAWASHI gave me the strength and the power and all this to get up and go get all this. You see what I'm saying? And protected it so we ain't get robbed. You know what I'm saying? Because shit, I remember when I was, nevertheless. Continuing on, verse 5. For they are upright as a palm tree, but speak not. They must need be born because they cannot go. So they ain't got no real power. You got to be the one that strengthen this here idol that you putting up. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, nor is it in them to do good. So they can't even bring you no joy and no real happiness. For as much as there none like unto thee, O Yahweh, thou art great, and thy name is great in might. All right, Yahweh Bashim Yahawashi. All right, Yahweh and Yahawashi, the name of the Father and the Son. Who would not fear thee, O King of nations? For to thee do it appertaineth, for as much as among all the wise men of the nations and in all the kingdoms there is none like unto thee. So the Most High, let me see if it, yeah, right here, verse 11. For thus he say unto them, the gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth and from under the heaven, under these heavens. He had made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom, and have stretched out the heavens by his discretion. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and end it there. But nevertheless, just think about these Christmas trees. Y'all over here bowing under these trees, and they're going to give you something. Santa Claus going to give you something. But the Most High destroy all that, and they can't save you or themselves, you know. It's the Most High that reign as the kings, man. Let these heathens customs go, man. This might have been your last Christmas, you know. While it's already set up, you might as well cherish. It might be the last one you got, because all this gonna go up in smoke, man. Just like them Christmas live trees y'all go out and burn after Christmas. Hey, man, America gonna be burnt up just like that, all in one swoop, man. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation, much love for you. I can push in truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Stay strong. Shalom.